While the stock upper control arms do what they're supposed to do, their limitations start to show with even the most basic leveling kits or off-roading. Their stamped steel construction makes them fairly flimsy during aggressive off-roading, and the angle of their arms cause spring contact at leveled ride heights or in conjunction with coilovers with more travel than stock, and their standard issue ball joint isn't the strongest thing in the world and can tear during aggressive off-roading. Aftermarket upper control arms, or UCAs for short, solve all of these issues present in the stock UCAs by using a stronger arm, improved routing of the arms themselves, and stronger joints that can handle violent articulation and more deflection for some amount of travel gain. However, there's more than a few UCA options out there for 2004 to 2018 F150s, so we put together this handy breakdown. Aftermarket upper control arms use either tubular steel or boxed steel arms, or billet in the case of some Raptor UCAs, with a tubular steel being more common. Technically, boxed steel arms have greater strength than tubular steel arms, though they are more pricey than comparable tubular arms. In any case, the arms of aftermarket UCAs are routed to also help avoid spring contact in leveled applications and during extreme articulation scenarios, which helps prevent damage and wear on both the arm and your coilover spring. The type of joint on an aftermarket control arm varies, and your final choice will depend on your budget, what kind of driving you're honestly going to be doing, and whether or not you want to put a premium on travel and strength or long-term reliability. The most common kind of joint on aftermarket UCAs are uniballs. Uniballs are essentially spherical bearings inside a specifically designed cup assembly that provide a large range of pivot that makes them perfect for use in upper control arms. Uniball joints have a larger deflection range than a typical ball joint and greater structural strength. However, uniballs are also fairly exposed to the elements which allow fine dust, road salt, and other particulates to chew at the bearing's liner and cause excessive noise and a loss of travel down the road. Despite being weaker than a uniball, a few aftermarket UCAs use ball joints. BDS and SPC's upper control arms feature uprated ball joints that are slightly stronger and have more deflection than stock, and have greater long-term reliability thanks to their fully sealed designs than uniball joints. One outlier to both uniballs and ball joints is the new Icon Delta joint. While technically a ball joint, the Icon Delta joint has an all-metal construction and unique high-angle design that gives you the strength and travel of a uniball joint, but is fully sealed to provide you with the long-term reliability of an OEM-style ball joint. The only real downside to the Delta joint is that it is a bit pricier than both uniballs and ball joints, but it might be your winning ticket if you want the best of both worlds. While upper control arms make for a good upgrade on just about any truck, there is a downside, which is their backspacing requirements. Since most of the arms of aftermarket UCAs are bowed out more than stock to clear your stock springs, as well as have larger joint housings, they need more wheel and tire clearance than stock. Just about every aftermarket upper control arm on the market has a maximum wheel backspacing for proper fitment and operation. For most F150 UCAs, there is a figure of 5 inches to 5.5 inches backspace to clear 12.5 inch wide tires. Does this mean you can't use stock wheels? No. You can absolutely use factory wheels or wheels with more backspacing than recommended. You just won't be able to squeeze on a 12.5 inch wide tire. The majority of stock wheels for the 2009 to 2018 F150s have a backspace of 6.5 inches, so by the math, you'd only be able to fit an 11 inch to 11.5 inch wide, 285 to 295 wide tire at a maximum with most UCA options depending on their specific backspacing requirements. For a while, our 2015 F150 Lariat ran Icon upper control arms with the factory 18-inch wheels with a 295/65/18 tire and never had any issues with rubbing on the upper control arm. Finding the right upper control arm for your F150 can be a complicated and confusing process, so if you have issues finding the upper control arm that's right for your truck, just give us a call at 623-434-5277. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, stalk us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram for even more installs, guides, and part reviews.